Hello there. It is a wonderful Saturday evening here in Orlando, Florida. I'm Terry Brock, and I want to welcome you to talk here. We're going to have about a few things. First of all, hey, it's Saturday before the big game. That is, yes, going on over in Tampa. We have our Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing, and they're going to be in there against those Kansas City folks. Yeah, okay. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Tampa Bay win. That's what we're planning for here in Central Florida over there. And by the way, this is the first because it's the first time that a team playing in the Super Bowl is actually hosting it also in their own stadium. So we're wishing for the best on that. Although those of you that know me know I'm not really into sports that much. I'm more into physical activities that we can do on our own. But we wish them the best. And hey, for one day a year, I actually will watch some of the football game. I like it. I want to get in there and be involved in it and see that. I'd be just curious. Are you going to be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? Are you going to see it and keep a track on what's going on with that? See everything that's happening, look at it. Well, there's going to be a lot going on, and we know that many people are going to be looking at what's available and how it is. But I think what we want to do is look at how we as entrepreneurs can do even more on our own. It's good to do that, to get into the sports and see that. But I think what we're going to see is opportunities for us that are available in many different places. And one of the things I want to mention to you is particularly for entrepreneurs. I have our channel Agorapreneurs. That's a channel over on YouTube, and we talk about it in other places as well. And the agora is tied into the preneurs. It's a word that I came up with, and Gina, my partner, also helped me on that. We put it together and came up with the entrepreneurs, but also the agora part, which means we're living life peacefully, living life in a voluntary way, and going out and achieving greatness for yourself and for others, and being able to create the kind of life that you want. I think that's really important. And by the way, if you're over there, by all means, subscribe wherever you're getting this, because we're coming to you on a platform right now that's giving us the ability, in a really cool way, to get out on several different platforms at once. And that is with Restream. Using Restream, they're our sponsor today, and I am really thrilled with what it is doing and what it can do as it reaches out to many different platforms. I've set up a special bit.ly for this, bit.ly Restream for you, so that you can get $10 credit on it, plus my gratitude and some of the goodies that I have available for those who use my affiliate link there. So it's something to take a look into, see how you can use that. But Restream I find to be really helpful in that. Well, what I want to do today is talk with you about a very important concept that is really vital. And I just had recently a TEDx talk where I talked about this. The idea of too often when we see something that we can't comprehend, we can't do it right up front, we go, oh, gee, I can't do that. And we start feeling down. Oh, I'm not good. I'm not good at tech. You ever hear anyone say that? I'm not a techie. Oh, I can't do it. Well, if you start running with that idea, you're not going to go very far. But instead, there's another way of thinking about it. And that's what I address that is really important. It's over in the TEDx, but it's based on a concept from a person who has written a book about that. And it's really important. And that is with Carol Dweck. She wrote a book called Mindset. And the idea that we can fulfill our potential and the way that we think about it is really vital. And what we do there is really important. I'm going to bounce ahead here to a page that I had, page 6. She said something here I thought that was really important. Here, let me make this just a little bit bigger for you to read here on this. Right here, we'll do that. There we go, make it a little bit better. She said, believing that your qualities are carved in stone, the fixed mindset creates an urgency to prove yourself over and over. And if you have only a certain amount of intelligence, a certain personality, a certain moral character, well, then you'd better prove that you have a healthy dose of them. It simply wouldn't do to look or feel deficient in these most basic characteristics. And so many people have this fixed mindset where they say, I can't do this. And any problem, hey, it's your fault. It's your fault. You know, it's an attitude that is not really sound psychologically to move ahead. And she addresses that. She said there's another mindset that's much more important, and that is the growth mindset. With a growth mindset, you're able to get out there and be able to say, hey, I didn't make it this time, but I can next time. She talks about this more further in the book. Later, let me go back to the book here and take a look at this. When she talks about the growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, your strategies, and help from others. In other words, it's got It's got a lot of hope built into it. Although people may differ in every which way in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, or temperaments, get this: everyone can change and grow through application and experience. So, in other words, you're not stuck. You're not stuck with something saying, oh, I can only do this, I can only do that. Instead, you're looking at it thinking, hey, how do I get ahead? How can I do even better on this and move forward in a way that's going to be pretty profound? I like to talk about it as a change of thinking in two words that can revolutionize your life. They've revolutionized the life of millions of people. And I've had the opportunity to talk about it around the world. But think about this. When you're in that point and you're going, oh, gee, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't. Well, okay, maybe right now you can't. But with a growth mindset, that doesn't mean you can never do it. It just means that, hey, you might be able to get into this a little bit later. You might be able to look at it and say, hey, I'm going to try it a little bit from now, and I'm going to get a chance to look at it. I'm going to see what's going on, and what do I need to do to change? I talked about this recently in a particular program that I did, actually a speech that I gave. It was a TEDx speech, and I talked about it. It's a way of thinking that says, I can't do it right now, but I can do it a little bit later, and it's called not yet thinking. Here it is. It's over here on this, and I put it together actually in a special place where you can get it right here. I've created a bit.ly on this. Go out to bit.ly/think not yet. Thinking not yet is the key, because when you start thinking, oh, I can't do it, you're in that more fixed mindset. But in a growth mindset, you're saying, hey, I can't do it right now, not yet. I can do it. And you see, the not yet thinking is really much, much better, because with not yet thinking, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I can't do it right now at this moment. However, with the right amount of training, the right amount of books that I'll read, I'll go out and I'll watch the videos. I'll hire a coach. I'll take that course at the local university. I'll go online and take that course. I'll go to the University of YouTube. I'll get people around me. If others have done it, I might not be able to do it right now. Not yet. But someday I can do that as well. It's got hope. It's got that hope built in there. And I think that's the kind of mindset that we need as entrepreneurs. It's how we need to think no matter where we are in life, whatever we're doing. And if you have that indomitable courage to keep saying, hey, I can't do it right now, but you just wait. I'm going to do it. If somebody else has done it, I'm going to do it. It also lines up with another book that I found really helpful about that called Grit. It's by Angela Duckworth. She's a professor over at the University of Pennsylvania in Wharton. And she talks about that, of how having grit and determination, you can do it. Carol Dweck, who wrote the book Mindset, is a professor, also a psychologist, over at Stanford University. And she talks about the mindset, and the growth mindset is critical. And I think it ties together with the idea of Angela Duckworth's grit to say, okay, let me figure out what to do. Because let's face it, as an entrepreneur, it does get tough at times. It gets really gnarly and hard out there. You know it. You're knocked down, you get bruised, you get bloodied. But if you can figure out what to do, how to think not yet, what resources can you bring in? What can you do to find out what to do and to make it work? And sometimes you need to do it beyond yourself. You need to look at who can help you out on that. I just finished a book a little while ago by Dan Sullivan, the strategic coach. I really admire him. I've never met him, but I admire his work greatly. And he talks about finding a who, not a how. Who, not how. And I think that's brilliant. That's the title of his book. And really important to sometimes think, I don't need to do this myself. I don't know how to do it. Now, there's a time to learn how. We have a lot of how courses out there in today's world. It's wonderful. So many people that are helping others, all that. I think that's good. But sometimes you want to find the right who, rather than taking all the time, money, and energy to learn how to do something yourself. You can get others to help you on that. And so that's going to be important. I would recommend look into that and figure out the kinds of things that you can do and who you can do, who you can work with that will help you with this in a much more profound way. And that person Might be someone who's going to be a little different. By the way, you might want to check out my TEDx speech. I think you'll find that really interesting. A lot of good things there. And Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. If you can't do it right now, that's all right. You can figure out, okay, hey, if I move over to this place, maybe I'll move over here, up and down. Okay, the geek in me wants to use this kind of stuff, you know. But what you can do is you can figure out what is it that needs to be done. What are the nuts, bolts, and wiggle pins that you need to get? Who are the people that can help you? And then you can achieve the kind of greatness that you want. You can achieve the things that are going to be important for you and get out there and do it. Well, I'd love to hear from you. Whatever platform you're getting this on, by all means, go over and check it out. And again, the reason we were able to go onto many different platforms is because of the good kids over there at Restream. Wonderful people. And they have some wonderful opportunities for you. If you're getting that, by the way, use this bit.ly code and you're going to get $10 credit when you get in. They've got a free program. If you decide to upgrade into the paid one, you'll get $10 on that, plus some of the resources that I'll make available to you as well. Go over to bit.ly, Restream for you. And before we leave, got to show you another thing I put together. Write this down. This is important, or get a screenshot of this. You'll want to do it. There's a new live studio they've had for a little while. Really nice. And I put a special video on that together to show you how to use it. bit.ly/Restream Live Studio. The R, the L, and the S on that Restream Live Studio are capitalized. And that will give you a good handle on what it can do, how you can use it, and how you can use this for some incredible marketing. I mean, the possibilities are just phenomenal with it, to be able to reach out to people. I'm finding serious accomplishments with it, getting business because of it that we didn't have otherwise, and it's coming in because of using these tools. So if you don't have it now, not yet. Keep those two words in mind. Those two words are almost magical for you being able to get ahead and do the kinds of things that you need to do. Thinking not yet. Don't think, oh, gee, I can do it, when you can't, because then your brain goes, oh, no, just shut up and sit down, because you really can't do it then. But if you go the other extreme and you say, no, I can't ever, you get into that dangerous fixed mindset. Embrace the growth mindset that Carol Dweck talked about. Growth mindset, not yet, and do that. Hey, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for joining me, and we're wishing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers much success tomorrow. Yeah, okay, come on, indulge me. I'm in Central Florida here, so we're doing that right now, and I'll look forward to seeing you a little bit later. Thanks so much for joining me.